In this video, I'll tell you how you can send email from your React application without the need of setting up backend. So you do not need to set up any backend or whatsoever. You can directly send your email from your React application. So what we will do is that we will create a contact form. You can see on the right side, we have a contact form, username, email and message. Now whatever user enters some data, now click on send button. We can send email from this. So you can see we get an alert called email sent successfully, and on the left side also you can see we received a new email. So if you open that email, we can see whatever data that user entered, john@gmail.com, all those things, and the message. So this is totally completely dynamic, and this can be really helpful whenever you want to build a contact page in your maybe your portfolio website or whatever project that needs a contact me section. Whoever is your visitor, that person can send you message, and you can get that data using email. And in this case, we will be using something called as email.js. So email.js is an online tool using which you can directly send email from your React application. You do not need to set up any back. Now in order to start, I have created a blank React project using Vite, and I have started the local server. And on the right side, we have created a basic contact form. So you can see we have a basic contact form. We have three fields: username, email and message. And on the left side in the code, you can see we have this input tag that is responsible for entering the username, and then we have this input tag where user can enter their email, and after that we have this text area where user can enter whatever the message that user want to send us. And after that, when user clicks on the send message button, then whatever data that user has entered, that data is sent to us, and from our end we can check like whatever data that user has sent to us. So our form is completed. Now the next thing is that we have to go to the email.js website, and there we have to do some setup. So now let's go to the email.js website. So you can log in here. So I have already logged in here, but if you are new to this website, then you can create your you can just log in into this website, and it provides us a free tier using which you can send up to 200 emails per month. So that's good. So using that, you can try out for free. Okay, so I have logged into my account, and here you have to do two things. One is that you have to create an email service. Another one is that you have to create an email template. So you can see, so first let's create an email service. Okay, so I already have a email service. I'll delete that. I'll create a new service. And here there are different types of services like Gmail, AOL, Fastmail, all those things. But here for simplicity, I'll be using Gmail. So let's click on the Gmail, and it will automatically create a service ID. And here there is a button called connect account. So you have to click on that connect account. And now from here, you can choose which email you want to be used as a sender. So in here, whatever email address you will choose here, that email address will be used as a sender. Okay, so I will be using this thing, and you have to allow this permission. Click on continue, and after that you can click on the create service button, and it will take some time, and it will create the service for you. Okay, so it has already created a service for us. Okay, now the next thing is that we have to create a template. Okay, let's go back to the template, and I already have some template. I'll just delete them, and I will create a new template. So I have created a new template. Here you have a template of the email. Here different fields are there. So on the right side, we have a field called from email. So basically here you can choose from which email address you want the emails to be sent. Okay, so if you check this default checkbox, so actually if you go to the email service, open that. So whatever email you had chosen here, this thing, that email will be taken as a default. So if you open create a so in the here whatever the default email address you have, if you check this checkbox, then that email address will be used. Now you can here you have a field called name, and we have a field called to email. So basically here like to which email address you want the email to be sent. Okay, and we have some dynamic fields as well. And in the subject of the email, we want a new message from this person. So we in this field we want the username to be present. Okay, so if we go to the code, what we have to do is that in the input we can give it a name like username, and we can use the same thing here. And you have got a new message from username. So this username means whatever data that user will enter here, that data we will be getting in this case. Now in the message, we have a variable called message. So we have to add the message here, message. Okay. And in the email, okay. And email also will add a field called name email. Let me make it user email. And here you can add, and email is okay, yeah. And in the message, I think we have already set it, yeah. So message is already name, so message is there. Okay, now our setup is almost ready. So I'll just quickly show you what we have done is that we have, so basically this email.js, it allows us to create a custom template, and let's you create a dynamic template. So basically you can manipulate different variables. So you can see, so this message, email and username, we can get access to them in the email.js template. So that is the same thing we have done here, username, user, email and message. So you can see this name is message, and the here the name is user email. So just make sure that this is important thing, because like the name, whatever name you are passing here, that same thing should match here. So inside the double curly braces what you have done, so the name should match here. So then only it will work. Now you can save that. Okay, so we have created our email service, and we have also created our email template. Now we need to install that package, so that email.js, what we'll be using email.js, so we have to install that email.js package. Okay, the package is installed. Now we can start our local server once again. Now what we can do is that now we can write the code to implement that logic, to that will basically send that email. So the first thing we have to do is that we have to import that email.js. So let's do that. Okay, so we have imported email.js. Now we will create a function that will basically it will basically submit the form. But before that we need three things. If we go to the email template, we need three things. We need the template ID, we need the service ID, and we also need the public key. So I will just collect them one by one. So yeah, go to the email service and open that. Here is the email, here is the service ID. So you have to copy that, and we will be needing that to send the email. So what I will do is that I will create an environment variable here, and inside that I can create a variable called service ID. In the same way, you have to do the same thing for the template ID as well. So open the template, go to setting and copy the template ID. And you have also need to get the public key. So copy the public key here and create a variable called bit public key. Okay, now we will create a function that will basically submit the form, that will basically send the email. So let's create a function. Now inside that function, so basically email.js provides us a function called send form. So we will be using that email.js.send form. Now this send form takes some parameters. So you can see in the intelligence, you can see that the first thing that it takes is the service ID, then it takes the template ID, then it takes the form, and after that it takes the public key. Okay, so what we will do is that first we have to get the service key. We can get access to the service ID using this import dot. And the second parameter will be the template ID. So the same thing we can do here also. And the third parameter, you can see the third parameter is actually the HTML form. So what we will do is that we will be using useRef, and we will store the reference of that form. So basically we have created a ref called form, and we will set that reference to the form. Now the reference of that form will be stored inside this form, and now we have to pass it here as the third parameter. So you know that whenever you are using useRef, so it gives us a property called form, like the dot current. So that is what we have done here, form dot current. That's a spelling mistake, current. Okay, so like that you can get access to that form. And the fourth parameter is that public key, so we have to write the public key here. Okay, so it is done. Now this send form, that actually returns as a promise, so we need to handle that promise. So I will be using dot then to handle that promise. And I will alert that email sent successfully. And the same thing, we will catch the errors as well. So now our function is ready. So now we will be using this send email function with the form. I will do on submit. So whenever the form is submitted, we want this function, we want this send email function to run. So I'll do that. And one thing is that I don't want the form, like basically whenever the form will be submitted, by default the page will be refreshed, but I don't want that. So I will stop the default behavior like that, e dot prevent default. Okay, let me refresh the screen. Let's try to submit the form. Okay, let me enter some name. Now if you click on the send message, you are getting an error called send email. Okay, maybe we did some typo here at the form. Okay, you have to send email. Okay, now let me refresh the screen. Now if we send the message, so we are getting, and you can see we can get an alert called email sent successfully. If you click on OK, in the console also we are getting status as OK. Now let's check if we really received that email or not. So if we open my email, so yeah, you can see that email we have received. So you can see we have received the email. So we had entered the username as user1, so that's why it is user1. And then whatever here is the username, and whatever user email, like this thing we are getting, and also whatever entered in the message, that is also we are getting here. If you open this template, you can see like whatever we had entered. So in the headline of the email, we are getting username, and the same name we have given here. If you see here, so whatever name you are, so just make sure that whatever name you are giving here in the name you are giving to that field, the same name you have to put that same name in the email template as well. So here we have given it username, so username, and hence we are getting the email from this user. And the same thing we have done, for the message, this message thing, and this user underscore email. So if you compare it here, message, and here is a user email. So this is how you can create, this is how you can create a contact form in React, and using which you can directly send email. So you do not need to set up any backend or anything, but from React only you can send email like that. And now if you want to customize this template, you can do that. There are lots of customization option. You can definitely customize this, this template, whatever template you are getting. So you can customize that. So you can add some more fields. So here for simplicity we had just added 3 fields: username, email, and message. But if you want, you can add some more custom fields, and you can customize your email templates as per your requirement. So I hope this video helped you to understand how you can send email from your React application without setting up backend using email.js. If you liked this video, then please don't forget to give this video a like and also comment down your thoughts. Thanks for watching.